Japan to make big companies disclose gender wage disparity.
Here's a summary of the article.
The government will soon require large companies to disclose systemic gender wage disparities that have given Japan the worst record among Group of 7 nations. In addition to disclosing the difference on remuneration between female and male workers, firms will be obligated to disclose the wage disparity between their regular and irregular employees. The intent is to allow job seekers to confirm wage disparity levels at companies in which they are interested. The wage disparity item will be included in the list but made mandatory for companies with more than 300 employees. The government is also considering obligating listed companies to include the wage disparity figure in their annual financial statements. Government documents show that the median wage of female employees in Japan is 22.5% lower than the median wage of male employees, the worst figure among G7 nations. Some G7 nations already have rules for disclosing gender wage disparity.
This post received a score of 9,200, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Wage transparency should be a thing everywhere.
I agree, but I remember reading an interesting backfire that happened with SOs. Their wages became known, and instead of being shamed into lowering it, companies ended up having to increase the wages as the talent could shop around and compare. Suppose that's the exact desired result we're aiming for here though.
Yup. I mean, if it's fair for CEOs, it's fair for us.
This is bigger than it may at first seem. In Japan, essentially every bit of information about their financials, profits, anything and everything, is a matter of public record. And now, it seems, so too is the pay disparity.
In European countries, North America, this doesn't matter that much, but in the case of Japan this move is 100% needed. So many stories of Japanese women earning half their male counterparts.
That's so unfair for the men. They have to give half of their body to a female colleague? What does she do with it?
Which half? Does someone get to choose? If so, who? I feel an impartial committee would make the most sense, so I hope that's the case.
Well, considering the low birth rates, it definitely isn't the bottom half.
For Japan, this seems like a huge step. Japan's workforce is heavily biased against women.
They're desperate to get more women in the workforce, and without lowering their already low birth rates. They're hoping it can get out of the permanent recession they've been in since all their manufacturing went across the pond to China. It won't work. The only way out of that is to stop abusing people.
Greater than the only way out of that is to stop abusing people. And that won't happen until there is a major cultural shift away from top-down hierarchy, nepotism, and value of appearance rather than substance or merit.
One thing I never got about gender disparity is, if women are getting paid less to do the same work, under capitalism, wouldn't companies always want to hire women then? Greater than if women are getting paid less to do the same work. Under capitalism, wouldn't companies always want to hire women then? Yes, however that assumes 3 things. 1. The quality and quantity of work done is the same. 2. The willingness to work extra hours, overtime, is the same. 3. The job does not greatly favor one sex.
That seems reasonable. There's really no logic to paying different genders different wages for performing the same work. The US still lowballs women, which is goofy as fuck.
Compared to what countries? The US is fairly comparable to Canada and Western Europe.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.